better to do. Sit around and drink some booze. Think fast, make it last, just a pass. Tune in to the ModeCast. To the ModeCast. To the ModeCast. To the ModeCast.
It's on.
Welcome to the ModeCast. We got Mikey Mike.
What's up?
Walito.
What's up?
And another one. Happy Jeremy's not here this time, so we get to just us three.
Do you just want to do it by yourself?
A little bit. And Jay Money. Hey, since we don't follow politics, Aurelio, you mind schooling us on what's going on right now?
Hey, well,
There's
first,
a lot going on, so you got to be more specific.
Who are you going for?
I don't know yet, to be honest. I think right now I lean more towards
Donald
the liberal
Trump?
side than anything. I don't consider myself an extreme. I think conservatives might consider me more to the left than I consider myself. But you know, I'm into like social programs and helping out the poor and stuff like that because you know that was me. I got food stamps and welfare and stuff as a kid, financial aid. I was part of programs that helped me go to college because programs that invested in low income kids, stuff like that. So I'm definitely going on the left, Democratic side, the Democrats. I still don't know if I want to do Bernie Sanders or Hillary. I'm thinking Hillary's the more common sense candidate than Bernie
yeah,
Sanders.
if you want someone lying to you the whole time.
I don't think she's lying. You talking about Benghazi?
Well, everything that has to do with Hillary.
Like what?
What happened with the
Benghazi
email?
in
What happened?
general, yeah.
So Benghazi
Was that the
there's
email
been-
thing?
No, Benghazi was the was in Libya. Libya,
Where
right?
the U.S. Embassy was
Yeah,
attacked.
U.S. was attacked.
And bombed.
They said she lied about. What did she lie about? I don't know what she's being lied about. I mean, people are saying that it could have been avoided, or there were troops, and she let the troops die. But there was no.
I think what everyone was saying on that was how she said one thing one time, and I don't know enough about it to actually quote her, but she recanted and then said another thing afterwards. So it was all political bullshit, is what it came down to.
So here's the thing. So you're saying she's a liar, but you didn't even know what she lied about, right? So you're claiming she's a liar. I mean, I don't know if you're claiming, but you mentioned that she's a liar, but you can't even tell me what she lied about.
Right.
So
I just said,
Yeah.
because I just said
Yeah,
I don't know
what I'm
about
saying,
it,
but most
I
people-
do know that she lied.
But most people are saying that they're saying, oh, she lied. Okay, what did she lie about?
No,
And-
because what came out that she lied about was that she had knowledge of the attacks before the attacks.
Right.
And nothing was done about it.
I don't think that's true. I seriously
don't know
doubt
if
that
it's
is
true or not.
I know that the U.S. has requested more money from Congress to staff their embassies with more security, and the Republicans in Congress denied that request. But in terms of a specific knowledge that was going to happen, I don't think anybody who's involved in politics would purposely ignore something like that, because that'd be the end of their career. And you're in politics, you know better that if you do something like that, and of course if you get caught lying about it, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. There's been 34 Benghazi trials. 34 trials, 34 investigations by the Republicans, and not one investigation has convicted her of anything. You can't even say, okay, she lied about this. Not one.
because they destroyed all the evidence.
What evidence?
Exactly.
Oh, but what evidence, though? What evidence did they destroy?
I mean, there's multiple things what they've done, but
For example?
I can't give you examples.
See,
This is not something that I
I don't
know
see. That's
about,
my biggest
so-
thing. I base.
How do you know that they didn't?
Wait, hold on.
Well, how do I know that I'm not gay?
Hold on.
You know what I mean? There's a bunch of-
I hope you
there's a bunch
know
of things
that
I
you're
can
not
say.
gay.
There's a bunch of things that
That's
people can say
that's
about
ridiculous.
that. Yeah.
How do you say that?
There's a lot of things that people can say. How do you know that this didn't happen instead of that happened? How do you know that this didn't happen? Say, well, because the evidence.
Hey, how did she get away with the email controversy? How did she get away with that?
That was the whole she lied thing.
Well, the email controversy say that she's been using she was using a private server for her email. At the time, I don't think it was against the rules to use a private server. Once they found out that she was using a private server, they told her to stop. She did, and there was and she used it for everything when she was the Secretary of State.
Why was she use? What's wrong with the private server? Just security?
Yeah, I think so, something like that. Something to do with security. And I think I don't keep up to date too much on the email things. I think the email thing is
everything has
very
to be
minimal.
documented. That's what they're saying.
Right.
That's
Huh?
what everything has to be documented. They're saying that she knew that.
No,
Especially
it's a
on
security thing.
government.
It's more like people hacking it, and there's top secret stuff in there that people can't see. And stuff
Oh,
like
so
that.
that's really smart to go out on a different server and not have all the securities. I want a president like that.
Well, besides the nonsense with Hillary, how do you feel about career politicians? 'Cause that's what bugs me the most. Is people who make a career out of it, like Hillary.
I think Republicans. I think career politicians, like Hillary Clinton. She is a career politician, but hasn't been somewhere too long. She moves on. I think there should be term limits in terms of what you can do. 10 years in Congress, 10 years in Senate, or maybe a little bit more. We have term limits for the president.
Too long?
No, because you need people with experience in order to get things done. You have to have the whole reason why when the Senate first started, congressmen have 2 years every term. Senators have 6 years every term. Senators deal with more worldwide issues, and part of the reason why the founding fathers designed the system that way was because they said, no, senators should be 6-year terms because they have to create relationships with people abroad. They have to be able to know how to get things done. When you work with that many people, with stuff that's as sensitive or as important as they do, experience is necessary in order to get things done, to create those relationships and to make those deals and to be creditable around the world. So 6 years for the senators are good. I think senator 2 years, 2 terms, 3 max, no more than 3. But people like McConnell and other Democrats, that's been in there for 30, 40 years, that's too long. I think that's too long. I think you're too far behind the times.
Milking at that point.
You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes they're in there because they've been there for so long, and that's why people keep on voting for them because they're familiar with them. But at the same time, I think they have to get out and keep up with the times. And
it feels like if you're doing one thing for too long, you get into a groove and you don't see the outside world.
Yeah, and
you
then
become complacent.
Yeah, and those ideas don't get. I mean, you need fresh ideas to keep the country moving, in my opinion. So once your term limit is up, you can move to the Senate. Okay, if you want to stay in politics, but you can't have this. In my opinion, you can't have the same job for too long.
Yeah, I like the idea of that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hey, when you're a congressman for 10 years, 10, 12 years, get out, do something else. Now you're a senator; it's a different aspect of it. If you want to don't want to be a senator anymore, go into a cabinet.
What do you say on the campaign finance reform?
This last one that was voted by the Supreme Court, that corporations have they can donate unlimited amounts of money to campaigns. I don't like that. That's pretty much buying. You're buying votes.
You're buying the presidency.
Yeah, you're buying the presidency. You're buying congressmen. You're buying senators. You're buying everything.
Really gets me pissed off about how our government works now, is because there is no third party anymore. There's no other party. It's Republican or Democrat every time.
There hasn't been a third party in a century.
Well, yeah, but what it comes down to is all these guys, whoever raises the most money wins the presidential election. So let me ask you this: Do you believe in the Electoral College? Do you believe in the electorate?
I don't think it's necessary anymore.
Right. So what they're basically saying is the popular vote doesn't matter, and so what's the point of us even voting?
Well, it matters to each state individually. But to the presidency itself,
no.
It does.
Don't they go off the votes, though, because they think of what's right for the people, what the people want?
Well,
I know it's not the actual initial vote, but I'm saying it's a generalization.
The Electoral College was first designed because the founding fathers of the country didn't believe that the citizens of America were educated enough to make these decisions. So they said, okay, each state's going to have electoral vote at the time. And so it's been around since forever, which is why we haven't gotten rid of it, because it's one of those things that we just keep. But now at this point...
Well, it was a program that was designed to go away.
Yeah, at this point, when you have our base is educated enough to make their own decisions, we're not children anymore, and we can communicate fast. We can say something in a second, and you send it around the world. So yeah, I don't think it's necessary anymore. An example of that going awry was Bush and Gore. Bush got the popular vote.
Yeah.
I mean, Gore got the popular vote. Bush won the Electoral College. And that's an example of the people not getting what they voted for.
Yeah.
That's the only example I can think of, because usually it's never that close. But yeah, I think it should be done with.
Did he win by a long shot, or was it just...
No, it was Florida. It came down to Florida. Whoever won Florida was going to win the vote. So Al Gore had
Always comes down to Florida.
Yeah, right? I'm making up the numbers, but Al Gore had 33 million votes, and Bush had 30 million votes. And because Gore won, and there was a vote in Florida that was too close to call, so they had to do a recount. And then Bush won Florida by thousands of votes, it's a little bit amount of votes, and he got the electoral votes. He got 32 votes, and he beat Al Gore.
Huh.
So yeah, but anyway, so as far as who I'm voting for, I don't know. Hillary, I trust Hillary. You call her a liar, whatever you want. I trust her. In 30 years of politics that she's been involved, or 20 years of politics, just to pull up emails, that's pretty minimal in terms of my opinion. In terms of what accusations of somebody's character.
It's minimal. I think you're fucking around with national security at that point, and I wouldn't call that minimal.
Some of the stuff. Okay, go. My bad. Keep going.
But as far as like the presidents or the presidential candidates, I don't want to see a fucking Bush or a Clinton in the White House anymore. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of it.
That's understandable. I can see that. But do you see any other alternatives?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is nuts. And that's the thing.
Hey,
that's what it comes down to.
I would fucking debate so too.
Yeah, he's hilarious. Like when you're shitting on Bush the last debate, it's fucking hilarious.
Wait,
but
why can't you vote outside the Democratic Party?
Right.
You can, but
no,
to be honest,
specifically.
Oh, I can. But right now, there are no candidates outside the Republican or Democratic Party. If you do, unfortunately, if you vote outside the party, you're throwing your vote away because it's never going to win.
So that's again what I got back to. It's
the two-party system.
It's a two-party system. It's bullshit. You throw your vote away when you vote for someone else.
Yeah, you do. So you got to pick the lesser of both evils, I guess, kind of thing. And in my opinion, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, whoever it is, I feel they fight for the middle class. They want to raise the minimum wage for people to have a living wage. They want to provide health care for parents. They want to have...
I think that's dumb, though. When you raise the minimum wage, everything keeps going up.
Not necessarily, because we've been raising the minimum wage since the 60s.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, some asshole
rent keeps climbing.
Huh?
Rent's expensive.
That's inflation. That's just normal inflation, which is why we have to raise the minimum wage to keep up with that. If you don't get a raise for 20 years and everything else is going up in price, how are you supposed to pay for anything? You got to get on government assistance. And then there goes our tax dollars paying for people to get on government. So you either raise wages so people don't get government assistance, or you give them government assistance and welfare and food stamps. My bad, keep on going.
No, some asshole flipping burgers does not deserve 17 bucks an hour.
I think 15 is too much.
Hey, dumbass, go get another job.
Yeah,
all right? Work your way up. Don't say that, I need more money for flipping burgers. Well, maybe you should rethink your life at this point, all right?
Yeah, you can go work at In-N-Out. You'll make some serious cash there.
I'm just like, I'm tired of the, we got to keep raising minimum wage. What happened to fucking working for it? Like, I started from the bottom.
How much did you make?
When I first started,
yeah,
I started at $6.25.
And was that the minimum wage back then?
That was the minimum wage.
There you go. You got minimum wage.
But I kept raising myself by getting promoted. I didn't become like, I'm that guy just going to sit and making $6.25, and I'm going to wait for the government to give me a raise. Fuck that. I worked my ass off. That's what, living the American dream. That's what that's what we're all about. We work hard for what we get. And I'm so tired of all these people that sit back and they just want their handout because they think they deserve it. I disagree with that. For me, work hard for it.
For me, I don't think minimum wage is a handout because you're working for it. It's $15 in my opinion is too much. In California, I think it should be around $11 or $12. Because that'll give you a little, if you have one kid and it's yourself, you're a single mother, $12 an hour will give you a little bit of breathing room. You won't be living lavishly, but it's enough maybe to get by and to not depend as much on government. If you live in Indiana, because if they make a federal minimum wage, $15 in Indiana, you're doing great. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You could go flip burgers and you could have a great life, which it's like, I don't think you should have a minimum wage job and be a great life. You should be able to make it. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree with the concept that it should depend on the state. The federal minimum wage, though, in my opinion, should be $11, $12.
$15 in Indiana,
$8 right now. Was it $8.25, $8.50?
No, right now it's $9.
$9?
Yeah.
That's almost nothing. It's
$9 for.
That's a tiny. I mean, that's
no. I don't know.
Can you imagine making $9?
I think federal's like $7.
Yeah.
No, federal's $7.25. In California, it's $9.
Yeah, $9.
Yeah, federal's $7.25. But can you imagine making $9 an hour? I mean, if you let's say you're a single mother, recently divorced, and you have to go out and get a job now, and your husband left you. I mean, yeah, you can talk about bad decisions.
No, hold on. How many women out there don't work now? So
most of them do.
Yeah, so when people are getting divorced now, they already have a job.
Yeah,
they're not going out. They're not just starting in the workforce.
That's true. But let's say there's a 19-year-old. I mean, we're talking about young people. This mostly affects young people, young to maybe 30, 34 years old. $9 an hour ain't shit in California. I can't make it on $9 an hour.
Do you think someone 19 years old should be having a kid either?
That's a different conversation. Whether they should or should not, they are.
I think
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think there's more government programs out there for this person to get help too. You don't need to just do it right to minimum wage.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, you need to make more money for this.
But
So.
the whole point of this is to get them off government programs.
Bullshit, because they're always going to have those government problems.
They will, but the people who need them they'll make more money, so they won't qualify for as much assistance. They might get some from the government, but it won't be as much.
That.
That's the whole idea behind it, so they eventually get the fuck off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not going away, and our government has proven that they keep doing more social
Programs.
Thank you. Social programs to help out everyone.
I think these social programs, the biggest problem with them is that they're generalized. So everybody falls under one standard.
Yeah.
Rather than this individual has these circumstances, let's apply these conditions, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Keep on.
So I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
And that's another thing. A lot of people say, these social programs, I mean, it is on an individual basis. I'm just for supporting this stuff because there are a lot of people, not just the minimum wage, but there are a lot of people that genuinely need the help. And they genuinely, they're going through a rough time. They lose their job. They genuinely need some government assistance.
I am all for that.
But then you have those other group of people that abuse the system. They have kids so they can get their EBT cards, and I understand that. I know. I mean, it pisses me off as much as everybody else. But I don't focus on the people that abuse the system. I focus on the people it helps. There's no such thing as a perfect system. You can't.
Did you take a drug test to get your job?
Yes, I did.
All right. So why are we not drug testing people who want welfare?
They tried it in Tennessee, I think it was a state, and they
Arizona.
spent more money.
I thought it was Florida.
Arizona did it.
They spent more money than they got back by kicking people off for dirty
You're right.
drug tests.
Oh, okay. So they created jobs for these people. It's a government job to give them drug tests, but they spent more money on this government job than they did.
They use public healthcare centers to use the drug test.
Okay.
The problem with the drug testing is how hard is it to pass a drug test?
Oh yeah,
It's a fucking piece of cake. And how hard is it to pass a drug test when you know when you're specifically taking the test?
Yeah. And again,
I've never failed a drug test.
Again, if the drug test,
That's ridiculous.
If the drug test costs more money, if you spend more money on drug testing everybody than you save for kicking people off,
Well, no, I don't believe
then
in
what's
drug
the point
testing.
of it?
No, I don't believe in drug testing.
I know, I'm just saying. No, from my point is, if you spend more money trying to enforce this drug testing system, then you actually save, and then it's just a waste of money. Then it's actually financially beneficial to not drug test people.
No,
Well, then fuck it. Legalize everything.
no. Well, yeah, no. We should definitely legalize everything. But
Not about everything, but marijuana and maybe at least
legalize
marijuana.
everything because then.
And let the government rate it at that point.
Yeah.
Just, tax it.
Hey, in Switzerland they have
Say
heroin
what
clinics.
it's Switzerland, yeah.
Saying right there, I knew you were going to hit on that because, and that is proven to be working over there. These people can go get their heroin, which I would never do personally. I'm not a heroin addict, guys. Please don't. But anyway,
not anymore.
Not anymore. I just smoke it. But anyway, but these guys can go and get their heroin. They can go get whatever they want, and it's in their doses, whatever. They're not ODing on it. It's pure.
Clean
it's
needles and-
clean needles. These guys aren't getting. They're not going to OD on what they get. So I'm for all that. Legalize it and just let the government rate it at that point. Fuck, the government's pulling in all the drugs anyway. They're rating everything anyway. So might as well let them take the illegal drugs, make them legal. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Mic drop, out.
I don't really have a big argument against legalizing drugs, to be honest. Personally, weed should be legal. We shouldn't be locking up people for weed. Everything else, right at this moment, though, coke, heroin, crack, smack.
What's weird is I know everyone's going to do it regardless if it's legal or it's not legal.
Because it's legal doesn't mean you're going to do it.
But actually saying legalizing everything is just kind of a crazy thought.
That's how
crack, you can be out there smoking crack.
I have a problem with the.
Regardless, they're going to do it anyways. I'm saying just the thought of nobody getting in trouble for it is just kind of mind blowing.
Biggest problem right now with drugs is the war on drugs.
That started in the 80s, and it's still going.
I mean, how many people are in jail for drugs right now?
Hey, Homeland Security can thank
shouldn't
the war on drugs for that one.
Non-violent drug offenders, in my opinion, should not be in prison. They should be treated as addicts, unless they hurt somebody during their drug use. But they got popped with having a sack on them or whatever. They shouldn't. Yeah, no, it's a waste of space. And they get this reputation, and then They become institutionalized sometimes. People who are in there for a long time, and then they come out. They know what else to do. So yeah, I don't think that non-violent drug offenders should not be in prison, unless you have like 10 kilos of smack or something like that. Different story.
It's for personal use.
Right?
I guess I should clarify too. I don't think we should legalize drugs. I think we should decriminalize drugs. I don't think there should be storefronts selling meth. But I don't also think a meth addict should be in jail. They should definitely be in a program.
Yeah.
But also, I believe if someone wants to do meth, who am I to tell them what the fuck to put in their body?
See, that's where I have the problem, because meth makes you do crazy shit.
Well, see,
weed doesn't make you do crazy
Yeah,
shit.
I'm not gonna let some
I haven't
tweaker
done
hang out
meth.
of
But
my house.
meth will have you robbing people and ripping people off, and meth is one of those drugs that's like there's no fucking happy ending at that end of that tunnel, where weed, people just get high, whatever. Coke, you do it once in a while, unless you don't go overboard, but Coke, you do it once in a while to party. But meth, heroin, crack, those drugs are the addicting drugs that make you go out and,
Chase that high.
you know what I'm saying, do whatever you got to do to get that high again.
Let's say we decriminalize meth right now. When it comes to people using it, how much do you think is going to change? Do you think?
I don't think very much.
I don't
to be
think
honest.
anything would change.
I don't think very much at all, to be honest. But just in us decriminalizing it's not advocating for it, but it's, in my opinion, it's sending the wrong message for that type of drug.
Well, I was listening to Dr. Drew talk the other night. I've heard him say it several times. He talks about like how in our society we have good drugs and bad drugs, and having that set up that way is stupid because there's no such thing as good drugs or bad drugs.
Well, I think it all comes down to what's labeled a drug. You know what I'm saying? Like marijuana, I don't consider marijuana a drug. It's so, well, I guess if you consider alcohol a drug, then marijuana a drug, then alcohol has to be a drug.
Alcohol's a
Yeah, I
drug.
think
But it
they're
is a drug, I
all-
guess.
I believe they're all drugs. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, if people take Xanax every day. That's a drug.
Yeah.
But that's why he says like he doesn't like that there's good drugs and bad drugs because there is no such thing, because this drug would be awesome in this circumstance,
Yeah, that's true.
and it would be terrible in this other circumstance.
But I think some people could agree that there are some drugs that are just terrible in all circumstances.
Yeah.
Well, like cocaine has fucking medical fucking use, but I don't know what drugs are you talking about that would be bad in all circumstances? Because I don't know if there's any medical use for meth or crack.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah.
Meth, I don't.
Yeah, meth, heroin, and crack. Those like the evil three right there.
Actually, there is medical use for meth.
Adderall?
Fucking Adderall, yeah.
Is that meth
Adderall,
though? That's
Ritalin.
not street meth though.
No, it's fucking meth though.
Yeah, I mean I'm talking about
So keep you up for 2-3 days?
See,
cocaine.
now you're going back to good and bad drugs.
Cocaine, his big sister heroin, his tweak, and his fucking mom heroin. Those
But all
three drugs.
these guys that are making these drugs are some fucking tweaker in a little shack somewhere. You don't know what the fuck you're getting.
Yeah.
That's where I'm getting back to the if government regulated it and was prescribing it, then there you go. You know it's clean.
And that in itself would create jobs and could sustain itself. You would think.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll be a huge job market.
Shit, look at Denver.
Well, no, I'm not looking for.
Yeah. It'll
But I
be.
mean,
What's up with Denver?
Well, how they legalized pot over there.
So did
I mean,
Washington
they have
and Oregon.
just-
Did Oregon do it too?
I
I know Washington
Sure.
did.
I know Washington.
I think
did.
Oregon. I think Oregon just did it.
Yeah, but Denver has it, and they've came out with the how much that this
The tax revenue.
Yeah, the tax revenue, everything that they made, they killed it, dude. It was like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Damn. I heard once if they legalize Washington, then it's going to be global, because if they can get Washington, and they're
DC.
yeah.
DC. Well, this is Washington State. Washington State
Washington
legalized
State.
it. DC hasn't legalized. DC. That's not even. That's not a state, nor it's a federal district.
District of Columbia. You
Yeah,
ever
the
heard
District
of
of Columbia. So they don't have any.
it? Brian just looks at me.
They don't have
with
any
the blank
congressmen.
stare.
They don't have any senators. They don't have any representation. They have a mayor. That's it. It's just like its own little city. That's not part. Technically, it's not. It's like, well, not technically, but it's not like part of the United States. They
like
don't have any
Vatican City.
representation in government. It's like Vatican City kind of. Okay, so anyways, back
He lost Ryan.
back to our politics.
No, I'm just tripping out. Like, no, but like, if they legalize DC, do you think it'll be everywhere?
No, I don't think
Why?
so. In order for well, if they did, then yes, because DC is a federal territory. So the only way it'll get legalized in DC is if it's federally legal.
Yeah.
So whatever the Fed says is legal, it's illegal. It's legal everywhere. Whatever the Fed says is illegal, it's illegal everywhere. Maybe not enforced everywhere. So like right now, federally, marijuana is still illegal. So that's why they can raid pot shops all around,
But
different
that's
different
also
states.
bullshit. Because what happened? I thought we were sovereign from the federal.
There is separation between the district, between states and federal governments. But
Apparently, we're not. Though.
No, but the federal government, when the Constitution was made, it stated that there does have to be a federal government to enact laws for everybody, and whatever doesn't fall under federal jurisdiction, it's up to the states. So there's a separation between states and
Well, yeah, I know. And
federal.
don't you think that federal's way overstepping their bounds?
with
Yes.
drugs. I don't know. It's a good question.
Because if the state says, "Hey, there's not a problem here. We want this here."
Yeah.
As a whole, we want this here. We're going to create a law to say this is legal for these reasons, and these people can use this. What right does the federal government have to step in and say, "Oh, nope"? And not to mention every fucking buddy they've raided. How many of those? How many shops that the DEA has raided of the owners of those shops? How many of them are in jail right now?
I couldn't tell you.
None of them, because they fucking just go in and
They just rate all their stuff.
they just take their shit and bounce.
How does it work if Texas were to legalize? Because isn't Texas separate from everything?
No,
The government
No,
can't. I
no,
thought
No,
government
they would
can't
like
come
to
in-
be.
No, they have it written in their
Like they're
own
not
constitution.
They're
that
separate, right?
When they first started, they wanted to be their own country.
Yeah.
But then when Mexico kicked their ass in the Mexican and Texas war, the United States government came and took over and Texas became part of the U.S.
But they still have it written in their shit. The only way they agreed to it is if they still have the right to pull out. They still have the right to secede.
Oh, yeah, that'll never happen.
I don't know why they would do that, but
Oh, yeah, that'll
I
never
think Texas is kind of crazy. I think they'd go down with a fight.
Well, Texas can pretty much sustain themselves. They got oil. They got.
I don't know, if they secede, I might have to move to Texas.
So back to politics. We want to talk about politics today.
Bernie Sanders. I'm about Bernie Sanders. I'll agree with you there.
Bernie
Hillary-
Sanders is cool. I like Bernie Sanders. But I think in order to win the presidency, you have to get independent voters. Hillary Clinton, in my opinion, could definitely get independent voters, people in the middle. Bernie Sanders is a little to the left. He's even more left than Hillary. But I think it'll be harder for him to get.
You say he's more towards the left.
He's
because
more
of
liberal.
the social issues that he.
Yeah,
the
that's
the
what
social programs. that
Yeah,
he
that's
wants
what
to-
to the left means. It means you're for government assistance. You're for government involvement to help people, give people a hand up.
I think what it comes down to anyway is that our government is based on social programs anyway. So, I mean, what's the difference?
What do you mean based on social programs?
Well, meaning like we have so many social programs that are out there right now. You're gonna say he's gonna go and create more?
He wants to he wants to make college free to everybody who wants to go. He wants to make free 4-year
Junior
public
college,
university. No,
right?
public 4-year.
4 year.
He want every public university would be free to anybody who wants to go after high school.
Who's gonna pay for that?
He wants to introduce a tax on
All right. Well, he lost my
on
vote.
billionaires. He wants a billionaire capital gains tax.
Okay, so all of
And
our
so-
billionaires and all of our millionaires are going to end up leaving our country and going to live somewhere else.
Do you think that's true though? Do you think you're going to just leave a country because you have to pay a couple more percent in tax?
a couple more percent?
It's like a
They're
5%.
already taxed like fucking 80%.
No, it's 40. It's 45. It's 45. The first 250 grand is taxed like at 35. Everything you make over 250 grand is taxed at 45. Only the money that's over that much amount. And that includes state taxes as well.
But what that doesn't talk about though is that the rich people that make money on money.
Yeah, capital gains tax. If you make money on the stock market, that percent is only 14%.
14? Thought it was
14,
lower.
yeah, it's 14.5%. So, and most people who have money these days
Make money on their
make money on the stock
Right.
market. So he wants
Well,
to
it's-
introduce a tax on that. On those, it's called capital gains tax.
Yeah, I know.
So if you make money on the stock market, you're not even working to make that money. You're just taking
Nope.
your money you already have and you're throwing it and investing it.
Right.
So he wants to. So the total cost that it's been estimated, and I'm sure if it's ever applied in real life, it's going to be a lot more. But it'll be $80 billion to send everybody who wants to go to college, that's college age, to go to college for free at a 4-year university. $80 billion. And the big picture, that ain't shit. We just passed the $1 trillion budget from now till September. Like, that's $1 trillion. So $80 billion of a trillion isn't shit.
Who passed that bill?
Everybody.
Everybody?
It's the Republicans and Democrats came together and voted on that.
Trillions.
$1.1 trillion. All right. That's our annual budget.
National way, or let's say American way, fall into debt.
I hear a lot of people talk about that government needs to be a lot smaller. Like we don't need. Like I don't see why we have the DEA. I have no idea why that organization exists.
We have the drug on war. You have the war on drugs.
Which shouldn't exist either.
Yeah.
I was watching.
You can't have one without the other.
I watched 3 different documentaries now that all relate the war on drugs to our current attitude towards police now.
Yeah, could be. Yeah,
Because
especially in minority areas.
Before the war on drugs, police were part of the community. Like, you saw a cop on the street and you said hi to them. You knew him by first name a lot of the times.
You guys smoked a joint together and you went about your day.
My dad has stories about that.
Was that Willie Nelson in Half Baked? He's all shit. Cops were doing it too.
Well, and then this whole war on drugs thing, now the cops were looking for drugs, and fucking almost everybody does drugs at some point in their life. And so now your local cops fucking busting your balls for smoking weed when you're just trying to chill.
That's why a lot of young people don't like cops, because that's when you're experimenting. She's like, shit, I got a fucking weed in my pocket. There's a cop over there. Fuck that guy. He's trying to bust me.
Dude, 9 times out of 10, I'm never doing anything wrong, and when I see a cop, I instantly get scared.
Same here.
I don't do that
Heart
anymore.
starts racing.
Yeah.
I used to. I was like, fuck, do I have insurance right now? Is it real insurance? Or is it fake insurance?
You know what's funny? The only people I've ever heard say that are Mexicans.
Dude, in high school, I had 3 Mexican friends.
Fake
that all
insurance?
had fake insurance.
All they would do is buy the month. so
Dude,
that
that's
way
what I had for, yeah.
You had 6 months till it expired.
Well, no, I had a buddy that worked at Progressive. His mom was like a broker for Progressive, so he would shoot me fake cards, and I'll just keep the card in my glove box. One time I got pulled over and got a ticket. He's like, you have insurance? I was like, yeah, but I don't have it on me. He's like, I'm going to give you a ticket. It was like a $380 ticket. I was like, fuck. I was like, all right. So then Ruben took me to the courthouse. He's like, all right, you guys should go to the courthouse and show him you have insurance. I was like, all right. And the card I had that he gave me was expired by a month. So I scanned, or I made my own on Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
I kept a Progressive envelope, because it was a Progressive envelope, and I went to the DMV, told Ruben, if I'm not in an hour, I mean, they got busted, just go ahead and go home. So I went in, and I was like, fuck, standing in line, and I gave her the paper. I make sure I pulled out the Progressive envelope. I was like, oh, wait, here's my Progressive envelope. Hold on a second. I pulled it out. I was like, here you go. She's like, okay, there'll be $38. I was like, whew, shit, $38 came out. I was like, fuck yeah.
Only you trying to pull some shit like that at the courthouse.
Oh, my God.
So funny.
I was like 19. Good times.
The only way they would know is to call the insurance company. The insurance company won't give them any information. So.
Yeah.
You've done some dumb shit before
I
you were a
have done
teacher,
a lot
man.
of, yep. I remember when I first started teaching, when I first got an education, all my friends that knew me, fool, what school are you at so I don't fucking send my kids there? I know too much stuff about you.
That would be weird. Your kid's teacher is your homie.
Right? Well, when I first started, because I started as a tutor at first, because I was gonna transfer to San Diego State, and I wanted to get some community service hours. And one of my teachers was like, just get a job here. I was like, fuck, better than construction, all right. So then got a job, and then some of my friends' little sisters and brothers were still there. So I come into the room as a tutor, and I'm like, hey, what's up, bouncer? Hey, what's up? You know, bouncer's my old nickname, my old street name. Hey, don't call me bouncer here, please. It's
Hey, how about when you were subbing, dude, and you saw a couple of your students at the party? You're like, oh, fuck.
yeah, I couldn't go to TJ anymore. I was like, I can't go to TJ anymore. I keep on running into kids there. So my TJ days are done. That was funny. Anyways, what were we talking about? Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
I think, although I agree with a lot of the stuff he says, I mean, I'd love for college to be free. I'm $50,000 in debt because of college, you know? Probably even more than that, actually. But that's for my teaching credential and my master's degree, and I'm a teacher. It's not like I'm making a bunch of money off of it.
You have a master's?
Yeah.
Wow, I would have never thought.
Nobody. A lot of people wouldn't. A lot of people wouldn't. You're not the only one. I would have never thought either. So yeah, I mean, and I'm using it to teach. You know, I teach special ed. I teach mild and moderate kids with mild and moderate disabilities. I teach world history, physics, and math.
I was in special ed for math.
It's cool. It's in a co-teach class. Oh, you were in special ed for math.
For math, I swear.
Yeah, I know. I tutored you for a while. You and Sabrina aren't that different. I had to tutor her a couple weeks ago.
She told me about it.
But you know, I mean, college for everybody is. I mean, and that in my opinion, that's an investment in your country's future. I mean, if you don't have in the world economy, if you don't have an educated workforce, I remember Caterpillar. This was like in 2007. Caterpillar was having trouble getting people out of high school that knew how to work their machines because there was too much computations in the machines. People couldn't do it. Our public school systems right now in a lot of the areas are garbage. So, college is the next best thing to get that up. Community college, university, technical college, whatever kind of college it is, but it's an investment in your workforce. Look at Germany. Germany has one of the best workforces because they provide college for all their workers. They have more parts than that are in iPhones.
Germany?
Germany, yeah. Germany
No,
has.
sorry, I didn't understand what you said.
Yeah, Germany. Germany.
Not Jeremy.
I was like, yeah. Germany?
The Third Reich.
When
They're
did you
kicking
get
ass
your
right
own
now.
business?
Oh yeah. So there are more parts that are made for an iPhone. iPhone's an American product. More parts inside the iPhone are made in Germany than are made in America, and it's because they have that workforce. So college is an investment. Now that doesn't mean you can abuse it and go to college for 6 years and not fucking graduate.
In Germany? Wait, hold on. iPhone?
Germany, more parts that are in an iPhone are made in Germany. They're made in Germany, and then they bring it back here and they put them together here.
I thought
Well,
it
that's
was,
just American way of outsourcing all
Yeah.
of our work anyway. So
No, I just watched a documentary on the iPhone. It's not Germany. Most of the
It's Japan.
Japan.
It's Japan then. Well,
No, it's because it's slave labor. That's what they were talking about. They were saying that you buy an iPhone, you're basically contributing to that slave labor.
Well, it's because
all right, I got an iPhone.
the unobtainium
We're gone
that's in
slaves.
cell phones.
Yeah, it's
whatever
not
the fuck
Germany, it's-
material-
I'm South Korean. I got Samsung.
It's
Hey, no, all
Japan or China. I forget which one it is, but it's like ridiculous slave labor.
You're talking about China with the Foxconn building.
Yeah, I bet you it's China, dude.
Where they have nets around the building because it's one of those one of those places where they live and work there.
Yeah, and they commit suicide. Yeah. That's it.
They jump off the side of the building. Now they set out nets around the building so that nobody could commit suicide at their job.
Get back to work.
Jesus
fucker.
Christ.
How many people commit suicide at work?
I don't know. But
then-
I know a lot of people probably commit suicide because of work.
But still, who does it at work?
Yeah.
And then to like fucking have to set nets around your business because
Like, I'm
your
tired of this
employees
shit.
have killed themselves.
Sorry, May Pang, you didn't kill yourself. Get your ass back to work.
and that's one of the big problems, to be honest, and people are going to like this. That's one of the big problems I have. I'm a history teacher. I teach history. I teach world history. We just finished talking about industrialization. In the beginning of industrialization in America and England and in Europe, you had child labor. You had low wages. You had long work hours. People literally, as soon as the sun rose, they went to work, and when it went back down, there weren't enough light. We didn't have lights back then. Once the sun went down is when you could leave. You have a 30-minute break in the middle of that. People that were moving to cities because you weren't needed on the farm anymore because of new farming techniques. They had to move to the cities, and they had no choice but to get these jobs that suck dick because they're paid lower than minimum wage, and the woman had to go to work, and then they got to go home and take care of the house. This is completely off topic, but that still exists. If you go to Asia, Vietnam for Nike, China for the iPhone, those conditions still exist. We just don't see them here in America, so we're like, oh yeah, all right, cool, capitalism, industrialization, factories. Like for us, it's cool because we benefit off of everybody else. But in other countries, that stuff is still around, and it's funny because this is my first year teaching world history, so I'm opening my eyes to all this stuff to be familiar with that. I think it's a trip. It's completely off topic. I just think that's a trip.
I was watching this documentary. They were talking about Walmart. They were saying that he used to sell toys to Walmart, but Walmart dropped the price that he was going to pay him for this toy. And he was like, I'd be losing money if I sold at that price. So he had to move his business.
Go
It was
to
in
China
America.
then, yeah.
He had to go to China.
Yep.
Just because everyone, all the businesses are over there now, so nobody can afford it.
That's the price we pay for low prices. I mean, that's the thing. Our economy is based. We're a consumer economy. We have to consume in order to keep our country going. And the problem is when you're a consumer, you want to pay the lowest price possible, and that means shipping jobs overseas. It's not any particular program that the government has in place or anything like that. It's us, the consumer, that are making that happen because we want the lowest price possible. We don't want to pay an extra $2 for a part that's made in America. We could pay for the same price, $2 cheaper when it's made in China. And that's our fault. I mean, we want to complain about jobs going overseas. Well, it's because of us. We're selfish. We don't want to pay extra money.
Wasn't that because of Clinton? I could be way
Clinton
off.
sent it all
Clinton's
over
the
there.
one.
No, it was Reagan.
No, I thought Clinton's the one that did the trade. You can trade.
He did NAFTA. That's North American Free Trade Agreement. That was NAFTA.
No, he was all about outsourcing it to other countries.
Well, he started NAFTA. NAFTA was the free trade agreement, North American Free Trade Agreement, meaning only in America between Mexico, United States, and Canada, you can trade goods and transfer stuff with little to no what are those called?
Taxes?
Tariffs. So that caused jobs to go over the border and also caused American products to go over the border. So it benefited America in terms of our trading power because now instead of having Mexican farms down there growing their own food, we're able to to ship our corn and stuff like that down there.
So
But
why
also,
did they say that Clinton ruined so many jobs then?
No, I don't think so. He created more jobs than he ruined. Clinton had a great run. Clinton created a ton of jobs. The economy, when he left the economy, we had a $500 billion surplus.
Yeah, you can't argue with Clinton what he did for our
No,
economy.
or that totally.
But I understand what you're saying though. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was under this same impression, and I don't know. You're bringing up other things too, but I thought he was basically into outsourcing, sending all of our work to third world countries because it was cheaper. It was cheaper to us to get it.
No decision when it comes to the private, because this is all private sector stuff. No decision on the private sector is ever made by a president. They can maybe enact policies that favor those kind of decisions, but ultimately it comes down to the corporation or the company, whether they want to go outsource it. And the biggest cost for any business is labor. So in America, we have standards of labor here. We do have a minimum wage, even though in my opinion it's a little low right now. But other places, it's $0.25 an hour. So if a company wants to save money, they're going to ship their jobs overseas. Because that's the highest cost in school, education. The highest cost for education is hiring the teachers. Teachers cost $50,000 a year. If you go to Walmart, the highest cost of Walmart inside the store are its employees. So it's all comes down to labor. We ship everything out because of cheap labor.
Yeah.
So what you're trying to say is we need to start voting with our dollar.
What do you mean?
Fucking stop buying cheap shit. Start buying
Yeah.
American-made products.
If that's what you want. Yeah, if that's what you want to do. But I think that it's too late for that.
Well, it's not going to happen now. Or
Everyone's used to Walmart prices.
Yeah.
And no one's going to pay those made in America prices.
I had friends that worked at Walmart and they hated working there. She would tell me that she'd have to clock out and finish doing something. And after she was clocked out, and Walmart gives more people part-time jobs than full-time jobs, so they don't have to offer them benefits and stuff like that. But at the same time, there's one right around the corner from my house, and I'd rather go to Walmart than drive to Target, and it's also cheaper. So I was like, fuck, I'll go to Walmart. I went to Walmart, bought all my Christmas shit the other day.
You seen those documentaries when a Walmart comes to town, how it shuts down the entire city?
Yeah.
That's sad, dude.
That's kind of inevitable, though. Mom and pop shops won't last forever in certain areas when you have Walmarts and Targets and Best Buys and Whole Foods and Burlington Coat Factories and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
That's just the
places,
unfortunate
mom and
truth.
pop shops aren't shutting down over a Best Buy. You can get everything at Walmart.
Yeah.
When a Walmart comes to town, everyone knows it's time to close shop.
Groceries, clothes,
Yeah, everything.
shoes, electronics.
Yeah, everything.
I feel really weird about buying groceries from Walmart, though.
Yeah, me too.
Because in Vista, there's a super Walmart, the grocery end.
I love those super Walmarts.
I walk in there.
You un-American.
I know.
I walk by the food like it's not even there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Then I
true.
go to the grocery store.
That's
the
true,
same
yeah.
way. Going to the one in College Grove right here, going to the Walmart in there, and they just got a whole produce and grocery section. I'm like, yeah, nah, not gonna get anything from
You're
here.
such a pussy. Mike's the biggest girl, dude. Like, I'll take him to Food for Less. He's like, I won't shop here. I'm going to Albertsons.
Bullshit! I've never said
I love
that.
Food for
Yeah, you
Less.
did.
That's the only place I buy my groceries. I buy my groceries once a month. I stack up for the month, and Food for Less is my
I'll go
spot.
to. I've
Dude, I
gone
was
to
talking
Food
to
for
you
Less, and
about-
I still go
I
to
was
Food for
talking to
Less.
you about meat, and you were like, well, it's because you bought it from Food for Less.
Oh well, dude, nah. See, you're taking a completely different issue out.
Nope.
All right, this guy bought shrimp from Food for Less.
Frozen, right?
That was.
Well, it would be frozen.
It would be frozen. It was sitting there defrosting in a fucking shrimp bath that was disgusting. And he goes, I don't know. I don't understand it. I'll cook the shrimp up and it just smelled like shit. I'm like, dude, you bought it from Food for Less. I wouldn't buy shrimp at fucking Albertsons. Like, what are you thinking, dude? Go
That's not true.
somewhere.
See,
That's not true at all.
Go
Seafood City.
somewhere else.
No, my problem was I bought shrimp, and it had, like, breather holes in it. And I didn't know. I was like, oh, that's weird.
What are
Yeah.
breather holes?
No, you
Just
know,
had
like when you
holes
buy a
in the
bag
plastic.
Of produce,
Oh,
the bag of produce has the breather holes.
oh,
in it.
okay.
You bought a bag of shrimp that had that.
I was like, what the fuck? He's already dead and
Freezer
frozen.
burn everywhere.
Yeah, like, so I was, like, really confused. Like, why would this have... And Lee used to work with shrimp, and he was like, yeah, man, you bought some bad shrimp.
It doesn't take a genius to figure that one out.
Dude,
Go.
You didn't see the holes when you picked the bag up. You were like, "Hey, there's breather holes in this thing."
Yeah.
Oh well, I'll throw it in my cart anyways.
Oh, they're all covered in frost.
Hey, at least they can breathe in here. Poor shrimp couldn't breathe in the other ones. That's why I picked this one. This one's more humane.
That's why I don't cook, dude. That's why I don't cook.
You don't cook because you can't cook.
What?
I said you don't cook because you can't cook.
Exactly.
You can grill. I'll give you that much stuff.
Yeah.
I've proven that he can't grill either.
Mike's a
Because I
bitch in a
fucked
relationship,
him
dude.
up
He
on the
fucking-
grill.
He cooks. That's what he does.
Dude, Karina's dad got me a smoker. I've been smoking pork butts like once a month. Those just come out bomb. It takes me like fucking 12 hours.
Pork butts?
A pork
Yeah.
pork shoulder. It's called a pork butt. But I've been making pulled pork. I made it 3 times now. First time was The last 2 times, banging.
Yep.
What are you smoking with the wood?
I use mesquite and charcoal.
Is it so? What kind of smoker is it? Is it electric one or
No, it's a
char-
vertical smoker. It's a,
Oh,
it's a
gotcha.
charcoal
Okay.
charcoal smoker. So I have my charcoal in the bottom pan. I got my water in the middle, and then the pork butt on top.
Yeah.
But it takes forever. Though I was like, fuck.
To do a pork butt is probably what, like 12 to 16 hours.
12. Yeah, it took me 12 hours.
Yeah.
The last one I made, I started at 7 in the morning because I was having company over. I was like, all right, I'm gonna make a pork butt.
Bed and be like, what the fuck's
Yeah,
that
so I
smell?
got up early, went to Walmart, got the wood, got the charcoal, put the butt on, got him going. 7 in the morning. My buddy was coming over at 7 at night with his family. 6 o'clock, this thing wasn't fucking ready yet. I couldn't get the temperature to go up because it's a cheap one. So after I was like, well, fuck this, I'm gonna throw it in the oven. Wrapped it in fucking foil and threw it in the oven for the last half hour. Put it up on 350 and it turned out.
Yeah,
pretty bomb.
the electric ones. If you want, perfection on smoking, get the electric one. The Kragers or Traeger. I think is what
Are
it's
they
called.
pricey?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're a little pricey, but
But less work those.
You get you get what you pay for.
Nice,
Just
probably
put it
nice
that way.
steady temperature too. With the vertical smokers, you gotta check on it every hour to make sure the heat's still maintained, and then you gotta change the coals out sometimes because the coal dust or the
You're
coal
bound to be at home
ash.
all day.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
literally all day. Karina went out shopping and went to the movies. She's like, "You want to go?" I was like, I can't. I gotta stay home and watch the food. I was like, I'd
but
love to
doing
go.
something like that. If you're into smoking, like it sounds super gay, but smoking meat.
You're right.
That's something you take pride into. But you sit there, you want to make sure it comes out good. I know when I cook, I want to make sure like I do everything and anything to make sure that this. If other people are gonna be having this, I want it fucking tasting good, right?
I want them to be like, "Dang, this is amazing."
Yeah, exactly. I want to look at everyone and say, "Yep, fucking got him on that one."
And it takes 12 hours to cook and fucking 20 minutes to eat.
Yeah.
You're like, damn. Okay, back to politics. When we talk about politics, got a little distracted about
You guys heard
barbecue.
of pellet grills?
No.
It's
Bless you.
Hey, be careful how far you go. Set the fucking mic
I
down.
don't know. Why didn't you just set the mic down?
Jesus.
I gotta run to the bathroom and pull it with him.
Ryan has to go sneeze. He takes the mic with him. Dummy.
Yeah, it's a fucking grill that they basically take sawdust and compress into pellets.
Oh,
And
okay.
then you feed you can actually just feed the pellets as it's cooking, and they make smokers and grills with pellets.
never heard
That's
of
what the Traeger does.
Okay.
So it's a pellet fed
Okay.
smoker. And yeah, dude,
It's all electric, so it's timed to go perfect.
It times it like has a little circular thing in there, so it doesn't like just pile up. It actually puts
Nice.
puts it through the heater, and the smoke comes off. It comes out pretty legit, dude.
The only thing I feel bad is my neighbors because I live in a duplex or a triplex. And so when I'm smoking, there's fucking mad smoke coming out that goddamn thing. I'm like, man, I put my fans outside to try to blow because they have a clothesline. Our yards are connected and their clotheslines like next door to mine. So I'll put my fans in front, like fuck, hope it'll blow it the other way. Look at their clothes all smoky, but it's like, hey man, it's my backyard. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want back here.
Sorry,
I'll try my
homie.
best not to affect you, but
Come over, smell like barbecue.
So funny.
I think that's how you know you're living next to Mexicans as well. If they still have a clothesline, dude. My suegra, my mother-in-law, is the same thing. She has a clothesline in the bag. She still uses it. I'm like, there's a dryer.
I don't dry any of my clothes. I hang
Downy
all
Fresh.
you hate yours too?
You can't really say you hang your clothes.
I hang them inside. I don't hang.
You don't even hang them.
Same thing, clothesline.
I put them on my bed.
no.
Furniture.
No, Ryan drapes them over his table and chairs.
Hey, Jeremy used to make fun of me, dude. But what'd you start doing? All your shirts are ruined because you throw them in the dryer.
The dryer does
Still
make
dry all
them
my shit.
make
Faded
them
as
fade
shit.
and
Yeah.
shrink and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Your pants too.
Your pants,
If
yeah.
you
I
put
don't-
your dryer,
yeah.
I don't know why you just don't dry your shirts anyways, because you give
The only thing I don't dry are my jerseys. Those things are special to me, as I told Jeremy earlier.
For Ryan, though, it's all a facade. He looks cut. He looks ripped. He ain't fucking ripped. He ain't fucking strong. I'll whoop your ass, Ryan.
Ding, ding,
Actually,
ding.
hey, you know what, Ryan? Maybe we can get that one girl that was here last week. She can whoop your ass.
punch me in the face again.
She can punch you in your face.
Did You listened to our last podcast?
Huh?
You listened to our last podcast?
No.
Oh.
You guys have too many podcasts for me to listen to all of them. I pick and choose when I'm at home. I'm bored. I'm like, I'm gonna put the ModeCast on. usually Karina and I will listen to them when we're playing like games, dominoes or cards or something. It's like, let's put it on, listen to it.
Hey, Aurelio, what do you think about this gun control issue?
What about it?
Knew it was coming up.
What about it?
All right, I want to hear your full reason why you think we should have gun control.
No, well, that's stupid because everybody believes in gun control.
Yeah.
No, but I'm all right. Aurelio thinks there should be no assault rifles.
No military style assault rifles. No reason for anybody to own an M16 or something that's designed for war. You want a gun that's designed for war? Join the fucking army.
All right, I got another question for you then. All right, so you're proposing this idea that there should be more in-depth background checks.
Yeah.
And how do you propose that?
There's a big link between mental health and what a lot of these people are doing. Like the half of the guys that shot up, like the guy at the Virginia Tech shooting, the guy with Sandy Hook, and he got the guns from his mom.
That dude, the other guy at the was it Baltimore military base or whatever, went in and shot up the place. He had mental.
Okay. So a lot of these people get prescription drugs. They're on Xanax or whatever. A lot of these people. The guy in Denver, he reached out to a psychologist and asked for help because he said he wasn't feeling right. If there's a connection, like a lot of Republicans say, no, it's not a gun issue, it's a mental health issue. Create a database that links people who are suspected of having these mental health.
You can't do that.
How do you do that without violating HIPAA?
Right.
What's HIPAA?
The fucking Dr.
The Hippocratic Oath.
But that's the thing. You got to.
No. So
all you're doing is saying, listen, this guy he's been screened. He may have a potential mental health issue. Make a list that don't sell this guy a gun.
But then you're ruining his job.
No. This is for gun background
checks. It doesn't
checks.
matter. Once you go there, it can go anywhere else after
If they
that.
do a background check, then all they're going to see is that, and this guy's not going to get hired anymore.
It's just, for me, it's a database that keeps guns out of people with mental health issues.
But if I'm crazy, though, I'm not going to go vent to somebody if I know that this is going to get put
Half of these guys did. Half of these guys did go vent to somebody, or they were on prescription drugs.
Because they know that it's
a doctor-patient.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But at the same time, what about the health of the public good?
Okay, but like I said, how do you do that? How do you enact a system? Because I agree with you. I think but how do you do it without violating HIPAA?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't see it.
I don't know, but it's to a point right now to where something has to be done. There are more people that are killed by guns in America now than are killed in car accidents. Guns is the number one killer of people in America. For me, the biggest thing for me was Sandy Hook. After Sandy Hook, dude, do what you got to do.
400,000 deaths a year from car accidents.
There's like 400,000. No, it's 30. But
you can't.
Can't remember how much it is. But I just got this argument with Ted the other day.
But you can't say it though because a lot of those are suicides.
Yeah, they could be. Yeah.
And then what's funny is they did a study. It was like 60% suicide deaths in America are by guns. But then in other countries, you have to resort to other things by using pesticides, hanging themselves. It's the same percentage in other countries. It's just not by guns. If you want to do something, you're going to find the means to do it.
Yeah, but you want to do it yourself, that's fine. I don't care. You want to swallow a bunch of pills, you want to eat pesticides in your food.
Why not make it easier on them? And just
my biggest no, it's not. I don't care about them. If somebody wants to kill themselves, I don't give a fuck. But when you go to schools and you go to autism support centers and you go to community colleges and you shoot up a bunch of people. That's what I care about. You want to kill yourself? I don't give a fuck. Kill yourself. Blow your hecking bed off. Mutilate yourself. Whatever you want to do.
Just don't fuck up traffic, people. All right, don't do a bridge. Go fucking jump off the Coronado. That's fine. Who gives a shit?
32,000 people die every year from guns. Gun violence.
And how many people die in car accidents?
I'm working on that.
I think it's close to the same number.
Real quick, you keep bringing up Sandy Hook, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Sandy Hook was the
elementary school,
right? But that was the kid that was, I don't know, declared that he had autism and everything.
Yeah, something was wrong with him. He didn't get the guns from his mom.
Exactly. All right, and that's where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Okay. So this kid took guns that were in his house, bought legally by his parents. Right?
By his mother, yeah.
Okay, so why are we not talking about the mom and holding her responsible?
She is responsible.
Okay,
I'm sure she is responsible.
So there you go. That totally gets that takes your point out of that for Sandy Hook. Okay.
Well, the thing is, it's not just
40,000.
40,000. Sandy Hook. So 32 versus 40. I mean, that's pretty fucking close. So, but that's just for saying. But Sandy Hook for me is what brought is what said, okay, something needs to be done. It's not
Yeah, because kids got
it's not
killed.
just the individual situation. Because the kid got a gun from his mom. The guy in Denver who shot up the movie theater, he bought those guns legally.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who shot up this last autism place, he bought those guns legally.
No,
he
someone
got
bought those guns for him.
Half of them. 2 of them he bought legally. 2 he got from his neighbor.
Right.
His neighbor bought those guns legally.
Which ones did his neighbor
The
buy?
assault rifles is what his neighbors bought.
Okay, there you go.
His neighbor was talking to him. He just was charged the other day. His neighbor was talking to him also about going to community college and shooting up at the community college as well.
Okay.
The guy had the same plans to do the same thing, different situation.
Right.
The guy at Virginia Tech bought him legally. There are too many guns on the streets, and it's too easy to get your hands on a legal gun. People on the no-fly list. People who are suspected of being terrorists on a no-fly list can go to a gun store and purchase guns. Obama's making this an issue right now. He's saying it's ridiculous that someone on a no-fly list can go to a gun shop and buy a gun. We have to regulate this. People with cars, people say, oh, yeah, well, cars kill people. If I run into a crowd of people, yeah. To get a car, you got to get a driver's license. You have to renew that license every 4 years. There's laws in place. You can't drink and drive. People do it anyways, but you can't do it. Some people don't do it, and I'm talking about the people that won't do it, or it's harder to do it, like Ryan and Jeremy. They don't drink and drive. If they don't drink and drive because it's against the law. If you can drink and drive, they probably would. So I'm not saying you're going to stop all of them, but something has to be done. It's too much. Every fucking month there's something going on. There's a shooting going on somewhere with somebody that shouldn't have a gun. Well, people say, well, look at Mexico. They don't have guns are illegal in Mexico, and they have
bullshit.
but that's because they get them all from the United States.
But I totally get you. Like I get what you're saying, but I'm saying nobody actually has a plan set in motion that actually work. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, we need more guns."
Which is the point. Which is the whole point of this is to get something together.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Though, but you keep saying though about like if someone goes and vents to a psychiatrist and I want to kill myself or I want to kill other people, no one would do that if those motions were set in place. Though nobody's going to go to a psychiatrist and vent to them.
The guy in Denver did. The guy who shot up the Denver movie theater did that.
Right, but
because there's no motion. Exactly.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah, and that's
that's
fine.
what I'm saying. But if everyone's aware of that. Let's say if I tell my psychiatrist something and I know that he can go and take this and put this in my background check.
No, because I know what Aurelio's saying. He's talking about putting people on a list that are mentally unstable. You don't have to be like, oh, hey, I think I might go kill a group of people. No, just someone who meets certain criteria for being mentally unstable, put them on a list saying that they aren't allowed to buy guns. That's what Aurelio was talking about.
How far does that list go, though?
It's going to go to your
That's the
background
problem.
check and everything else.
That's the problem. But I mean, and again, this is just my idea. This is what I mean, I'm not a politician. I don't create policy.
You're not?
Yeah. But this is just something that I think should be done. I mean, I think something needs to be done about this. It's ridiculous.
Well, what's annoying though is everyone says, "Oh, we should just take guns away," and I think that's
No. We have a Second Amendment right. We have the Second Amendment right to have a gun, to protect our homes, to protect ourselves, to protect our homes. You can do that with the 9mm. You can do that with the 357. You can do that with a shotgun. You can do that. I mean, even if you want an AR-15 with a 9-bullet magazine, okay, maybe even that would be okay. But you don't need.
Wait, hold on. You keep saying I'm going to get all off topic, but you keep saying assault rifles, and that term is very annoying because what makes it an assault rifle?
I think something. I mean, the biggest thing for me,
because I can show you a hunting rifle that you would call an assault rifle, and it's
No.
not. And it's.
I think anything. For example, okay, I want to maybe not assault rifles,
Like I
but anything.
I think you're trying to say
tacticals. Anything that you might carry,
can show
that
you
a
a hunting
SWAT
rifle.
team might carry, anything that somebody might carry to take to war.
Wait, hold on.
Military.
So if
Military
I put a
style.
flashlight on my rifle,
Doesn't make it an assault. Doesn't make it a military style assault rifle. Doesn't
Well,
make
why
it a SWAT team assault rifle.
but how do you think these things get created for the military? It's civilian first.
Not
it's not
necessarily.
like-
No,
it's
the
not-
M16 was created by the government or by a private corporation to take to Vietnam.
The M16. What about everything surrounding it? It's
The
all private
AK-47,
companies.
same thing. Yeah,
Look
but
at
they're
the
created
original
for war.
M16 to the current M4.
Yeah.
It's almost two completely different weapons.
Okay.
And all that stuff was developed in the civilian world. That's why I'm saying if I put a flashlight on my hunting rifle, does that make it an assault rifle?
No.
If I put a pistol grip on
If you
a
can
second
shoot-
handle, does that make it a?
If you can shoot 60 bullets in 60 seconds, that makes it probably, in my opinion, that makes
I
it
can
an
do
assault
that with a
rifle.
hunting rifle.
You can do 60 bullets in 60 seconds.
I can get a semi-automatic, and as fast as I can pull my trigger, and as many rounds there is in that magazine.
Right.
But that magazine's going to run out after 9. In California, you only allow up
California,
to
but I
9.
can go to Texas and get a fucking
And that's the
100-round
problem.
fucking clip.
I can drive to Arizona and get a 30-round clip, a 30-round banana clip for something else too.
But I
And
don't
that's the problem. There has to be a government standard to say this is what you can carry as a private citizen. This is you can have your guns. I'm not saying take away guns. I mean, I like shooting guns. But
that's
when you have guns that are made to enact as much destruction as possible in the shortest amount of time, that's the problem.
I have a better understanding now with you. All these things you post on Facebook, it seems like you're anti-gun. That's what pisses me off. But you're constantly posting statistics, and everyone's like, yeah. Like, if you read the comments people are posting, it's like you're trying to ban guns. That's what pisses me off.
A lot of my friends that agree with those comments, they own guns too. Well, I'm not saying to take away all guns.
A lot of them that will comment though, are like, yeah, we should ban guns.
I never seen anybody say that.
Yeah, there's a few females that I read on there.
Oh, well, there's females. Don't listen to that.
Female nailed it.
They don't know about guns.
But when you do that though, you're putting people behind you in an aspect like you are against guns.
No,
all you're posting is bad stuff about guns.
I'm posting the statistics that say that I'm posting the statistics that point to the idea that something needs to be done.
But a lot of the statistics that you post aren't even accurate. It's like you're watching Fox News and stuff.
No, they are accurate. You look them up. Have you tried to look them up?
No, let's get it right. He's left wing, so he's more CNN.
All right, so
MSNBC is left wing. CNN is, my opinion, right in the middle.
Yeah, I posted that one in that video. I think it was in Australia.
Oh, the comedian?
No. It was when they banned all the guns and they took everyone's guns away and they were like crushing them.
After there was a mass shooting that killed.
Yeah, and you were telling me that was fake, and I did a bunch of research.
I didn't say that was fake. That was real.
I swear. Even
no way. I'm probably the one that posted that.
Me and Ted posted that. And you commented on Ted's page also because I posted and Ted shared my post, and it was something to the effect that like.
No way! I didn't say that was fake. I probably use that as an example to show how Australia has enacted gun control measures because they had like a mass shooting that was the biggest ever in the world in the industrialized world.
And they
got rid of guns, and now
they have more robberies than ever. House burglaries.
What do guns and robberies have to do with anything? I'm caring about people dying. But you want to rob somebody? That's not as. I mean, it's bad. But I care about people killing other people. That's my biggest.
But in the video, they talk about how since we've gotten our guns taken away, there's been more robberies than ever. It's because they know that they can go into a house. I'm not going to get shot.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. I got to look that up before I can.
With Australia and US, you're comparing apples.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I know. We have the Second Amendment here.
I hate the UK argument, and I hate the Australian argument.
We have the Second Amendment. We have the Second Amendment here, which is why I'm not saying
it's not even that.
Take away guns.
They're fucking surrounded. Both the UK and Australia are surrounded by water. Their entire country is surrounded by water. We have two countries that border us.
We have one, Canada. I don't know if that counts as a second country because they're pretty similar to us.
US too.
And then Mexico. So what does that have to do with anything, though?
Because fucking everything comes across those borders. A lot of our violence is because of the fucking border. Like, not to mention, Australia has fucking the population of Southern California.
Yeah.
The entire country of Australia is the population of Southern California.
Yeah.
So you can't compare when the population is vastly.
I'm just using that. But when I point that out, I'm using it as an example of when gun measures were enacted. It's more extreme than I should think. What I think should happen in the States. But it's just an example. Listen, there was a mass killing in Australia. 34 people died. They did something about it, and now their murder rates are the lowest they've ever been since they enacted that.
And that's where I think I agree here with Jeremy when he says you can't take Australia, you can't take Canada, because Canada, their whole population is the amount of California.
But guns aren't illegal there.
You're right, but they have they have one of the lowest murder rates and all that shit, right? You hear all that thing. Okay, that's fine, but you're taking two completely different countries and trying to say, well, it works here, but it should work here. No, it doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, no.
We are a nation of so many different people, so many different people that don't get along. So, I mean, you're always going to have something that someone's going to be angry at someone for something, whatever, because we're a nation of immigrants. It's just how we are. Now, Canadians, Australians, majority of people in Australia are Australian. So, I mean, you got a lot of people who do think the same way.
Well, hold on. The majority of people in America are American as well.
Well, okay. You can't.
Let me pull this card out, man. It's in my pocket. Keep going.
Right.
I'm gonna pull it out.
Yeah, you're right. We're American, but we're from different cultures.
Yeah.
Just tired of clown people coming in.
Hey, we're not going anywhere, my friend. Hey, give us 15 more years. We're going to be the majority.
Hey, check this out. So over there on Broadway, when I was driving over here, this black guy had a...
Wait, was he black or Somalian?
I don't know. Do you see him?
I don't know. I'm just saying because we got a lot of Somalians here now.
They're both black.
Hey, the thing that cops use with the what are those called?
speedometer.
No, where they talk.
A megaphone.
Bullhorn.
Bullhorn. Yeah. So he had a ISIS and Muslim artificial intelligence. He's preaching fucking about ISIS.
Oh.
It was just I don't know. I'm
He's
sorry.
doing that?
I had to say this now before I forgot about it.
So wait. So this
It had nothing to do with what we were talking about. Sorry.
But
I just had to
he
put
was
this out there.
talking. He was like supporting ISIS.
No. He was saying like we need to all like stand together. And then I saw this Muslim guy come up to him and start like kind of like yelling at him.
Oh, well, it's not. It has. That's what another thing too. It's not all Muslims. It's not all.
No, it's
like you got radical groups in every fucking.
Yeah, you need to pick your. That's just so ignorant.
Who
like,
gives a shit? Yeah. Like, all right, if that guy wants to sit there and talk in the corner, you're in America. Go ahead. And talk.
Yeah,
but you're gonna have people coming up and talking back to you. So, I mean, you're gonna have that as well.
What wasn't Thomas Jefferson? It was one of the. Who was it?
Founding fathers?
Yeah, it was a founding father or somebody just from really way back then. But he says, I don't agree with what you say, but I will fight to the death for you to say it. Meaning,
that's freedom of speech.
There was a study done. It was talking about like in 2002 or no, sorry, it was like 1998 of race attacks against
Muslims.
Yeah, and it was like 15 or 20, and then after 9/11. It was like 456, and then today it's like 4,000. It's like crazy.
There's a lot of people.
That's a mass media throwing all that shit out there.
Yeah, I don't know how
in my
true
opinion,
they are, but it was just
that's the Hitler effect, dude. Donald Trump, in my opinion, Donald Trump has the Hitler effect. He's getting all these people riled up and scapegoating a certain group of people, and using this hatred and these ideas that some people agree with, and they
First
take
it was
it
Mexicans,
too far.
now it's Syrians.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy. Not just Syrians. It's all.
Yeah, they're saying Muslims.
All Muslims. Yeah, that's the thing. It's all Muslims.
And what's frustrating too is like you see like the Chaldeans, for instance.
Yeah.
They're not Muslim, but
aren't Chaldeans Christians?
Yeah, they're Christian, but they get lumped into the
they're
Muslim
into that
group.
same group. Yeah. And it's funny because I sometimes used to think like how can this one guy get this whole country, Germany, to follow these crazy ideas and take a stand and and I see how it's done. I don't think Trump is going to go anywhere.
Isn't
with
Muslims not a race? I read that.
Muslims are religion.
No, Muslim is a religion.
Everyone says
Islam.
fuck Muslims, so like, but they categorize it as a person, like fuck Muslims.
Yeah, someone who follows Islam is a Muslim.
Yeah.
So it's mostly in the Middle East. I mean, it's the second biggest religion in the world. There's 1.3 billion people or something like that follow Islam.
Always fighting the Catholics.
Well, it's funny too because like, hey, Christians, they believe in the same characters you do.
Yeah, no, they do. they believe in Jesus Christ. They believe Jesus Christ was a prophet. They just split when it comes to Muhammad.
Right.
Fucking Christians. I lost track. I've been watching a lot of documentaries on the Bible lately.
Yeah, it's easy to poke all the holes in the fucking Bible when you start watching all this shit on.
Bible is just a general plan on how to live your life. Be good to each other. Blah blah blah. All that other stuff.
That's why I do not understand the whole extremist point of view. It's like it's a plan. It's not a fucking.
Some people take it literally.
Oh God, I just can't stand like listening to these people talk and God, I mean just like with all the Christians, Catholics, whatever we have, here, it's just oh God, and they're so just Bible thumper. It's like, dude, seriously, you understand? It's 2015. It's almost 2016.
What did Ted say the other day on Facebook? He said something like, when somebody asked Jesus, what are the most important commandments? He said the first one is there's no other God before your God. Second one is
selfish motherfucker.
Right. The second one is be good to thy neighbor. And so the idea of that is be good to those around you, be good to your neighbor, be good to others, so that you live together in harmony. But he justified it. He said, yeah, be good to that neighbor. Now, what do you consider your neighbor? Now, my neighbor is the person who lives next to my house and the person who lives on this side of my house. Now, neighbor could be my community, but my neighbor is not somebody in Syria. Therefore, the people in my community come before the people in Syria, and I don't have to treat them like I do other Christians because they're not my neighbor. Like, dude,
that's not racist as shit.
Yeah, so I commented like, yeah, that's what Jesus really meant. That's what Jesus really meant on love thy neighbor. To like just the people around your vicinity. Fuck those other guys. Do what you want with them.
Not humanity in general.
Exactly, right?
It's
like, come
just
on,
your
man.
neighbor.
And that's
just the people around you.
Yeah, that's an example how some people are using this idea of the Bible and religion to justify fucking
all
hatred
it
of
is.
other people.
And that's what really pisses me off. It's like you got all this religious talk out there, these religious people, and the one thing, thou shalt not judge. You shouldn't judge any whatever. And then all these fuckers do is sit up there and judge everyone. It's like, yeah, no, let's not do that. You want to go be that person, go be that person. You don't want to be that person, whatever.
How late are we showing up to the Christmas party today?
I have to go to Northgate in 10 minutes to go pick up my champurrado that I bought.
Okay.
Hey, there's this documentary.
Shut
It's
it down,
called "This Is Life" with Lisa Ling. Lisa Ling.
I love Lisa Ling gets down. She
There
gets
was
down.
this-
She goes all kinds. Yeah, she
There's
got
this one
balls.
about there was this group. They basically they worship Satan, but it's not actual Satan. They're
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
Basically, just they're against God. Like they're
Yeah.
just against everything that it stands for. When it was they're opening the church, they're opening their church. You know, all Christians came out, were preaching, get out of here, and it was like, and you know, Lisa Ling talking like, I thought you're not supposed to judge, and he's like, the only religion that should be out there is basically Christianity. It's like, well, what are you talking about? Like you just said right now, don't judge. And,
You're right. It's a trip. I mean, I don't know.
And
Have
then
you ever
it's-
seen that Family Guy episode where they showed there's three people to be like Middle Eastern times in the Mid East during before Christ. And there's three people standing around. He goes, "Hey, how you doing today?" "I'm doing great." He goes, "You know what? I have absolutely no reason to hate you." He's like, "Yeah, me neither." There's three guys, and then some guy comes up and goes, "Hey, have you guys heard the word of Lord Jesus Christ?" And they look at each other, and they all pull out knives. Ah! And they start stabbing each other. This is hilarious.
What scares me about religion, I don't care if it's 2,000 years old or not. Fucking Joseph Smith and L. Ron Hubbard are like main reasons why I have a hard time believing in religion.
Who are they?
Joseph Smith
Mormon.
is the founder of Mormonism.
Oh, okay.
And L. Ron Hubbard is the founder of Scientology.
Oh, okay.
Because if in the modern world we can create our own religion and get people to follow some
Right.
crazy ideas, why couldn't we do that 2,000 years ago?
Right.
if you're
Well, see, 2,000 years ago, I read this book. Well, it was an audio book. It's called...
You mean you listened to it?
I listened to this book. It's called Zealot. And it was about Jesus and how his upbringing. And it was this guy. He's a Muslim guy, but he's a theologian. And he studies religion. He's a really cool guy. I like his ideas a lot. But he was talking about Jesus was not the first person to claim to be the prophet or the son of God or the prophet or whatever. And he was saying he was more of a zealot, which was a group of people that were anti-Roman because Romans were occupying the Holy Land and they wanted to get out. And so Jesus was actually this guy who was crusading to tell all the Jews to stand together, to love each other, to unite, and to give problems to the Romans. And before him, he said there was like 30 other people that they found records of that claimed to be the Son of God, claimed to be the prophet that has returned. But the only reason why Jesus stuck around was because at this time Rome was really established, and these ideas he was preaching were able to travel around the world using Roman trade routes. Paul wrote letters to different people in different parts of the world, and these letters ended up all around the world, and that's how his following became bigger and bigger and bigger, to where the 30 people before him, that couldn't happen because they weren't as established yet. And so it just came down to timing. The Roman Empire was, the biggest empire at the time in the world, controlled the entire Mediterranean, and they had all these trade routes, and all roads lead to Rome, and so they were able to utilize those trade routes to get this message out, which is the only reason why it lasted so long, and it was able to grab hold in the area. The trip.
that's pretty wild.
The trip. Okay, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
ModeCast out.
Hold on. Don't hit it. I just want to give a shout out real quick. Brett, the man. Can't wait to see you on New Year's. Then got Charlie, Mitch Powell, and also Andy.
And ModeCast out.
ModeCast out.